Come on today and talk to you about the Wild Horse Shuttle. So here it is. Oh, there you go. In all of its parts and pieces. This is the bobbin that I've just wound quickly with some yellow thread. Here is the post shuttle portion. And as you can see, it is stainless, so it does pick up the fingerprints. So I'm going to give her a little polish here just so it looks prettier. So there you go. And as soon as I handle it, I'm going to mark it all back up. But there it is, and it's just a regular old post shuttle. And before I wind this one, I'm going to put it together so that you can see. Otherwise, if I wind it, I won't be able to put the post in, and that's one of my, if there are negatives, that's one of my negatives, is that it just seems a little counterintuitive to me to be able to get this in and out, because I'm probably going to run out of thread on a bobbin sooner than I'm going to run out of thread on a post. And to get this in and out, for me, is a bit fiddly, but maybe it's just because I'm not handy. And I could, that's absolutely on me, but it is really cool looking. So, and it does have a crochet hook on the end of there. And as you can see against my hand there, see if I can get that even right up in your grill. You can see that it is a hooky hook. It is a very hooky hook, which I am super in love with. I love that it's a hooky hook. I love a hooky hook. And I like to say hooky hook, apparently, because I keep saying it. So, here are the parts and pieces. So, this is how it goes. The post you can use as is, just like that. There's not really a lot, to talk about. You just wind your thread around and you get to it. Make sure you get your pick in the right position that you want it in. Or be like me and wind it backwards and just have to fiddle with it some. This part is a flathead, ooh, very shiny, flathead screw. And this is a star, a teeny tiny, you see that little thing? See how itty bitty? A teeny tiny star bit screw. But he gives you, I would call it an Allen wrench, but it's not an Allen, it's a star. So it's a star wrench set or piece, so you can tighten it. So what happens is this little, I'm going to call it copper. I don't know if it's copper, brass, or whatever. It's metal, it's round, it's a tube. This little copper tube, I place it over the screw, the long screw, just to hold it in place. And then that whole thing goes in one of these holes. See how there's two holes on either side. I don't think it matters. They're the same diameter, at least as far as my fiddling has shown. Oh, Lord. And I did this backwards. Okay, forget what I just said. Put that inside your bobbin. That's where that goes. This goes in here. And this is a little fiddly, so you put your bobbin in, and then you put your screw, whoop, see, fiddly. You line it up, because you're super handy like I am. There you go, now we're doing it correctly. And you put that screw in, and then hold that with your finger, and flip it over. And then put your star screw in, and holding the other side with your finger, screw your star screw in and tighten it down. And there you have it. Now my other thing that I didn't realize when I was looking at pictures of it on his Etsy page was there is, not that I have found anyway, any way to tighten or loosen the bobbin. So if I were using this as a bobbin shuttle, you can see I've got a couple little things on here. I'm going to set up for a ring. So I would wind around for a ring. And then I use kind of my forefinger here, or my middle finger, or whatever finger's handy, to kind of hold that in place. Like I said, it's really fiddly for me. And then you're able to tap, but you kind of have to keep a hold. Sorry, I went off camera there. You kind of have to keep a hold of that bobbin a little bit. And I did it for just a short time, and you saw I just caught my thread there. I did it for just a short time, making a very small ring. See? And my hand was quite cramped because I was holding this bobbin so tight. That I have found, there's no way that I am aware of, because both of these are extremely tight. There's no tightening either one of those down any tighter. They're as tight as they go. And because it's inside of that tube, I don't think that you can tighten it down any tighter. That said, it still works as a bobbin shuttle just fine. And then if you were to cut that off so you don't get it in the way of what you're going to demonstrate next, you get a little bit of gray thread here. Okay, I'm going to wind this up just how you would normally wind everything else. You just pick a side, make sure however you want your thread to come out. Kind of think about that. That first one's a doozy. And it does make a nice little ping sound when it goes through this back part. Hear it? So that is quite nice. I love a little musical shuttle, and I think I've done it correctly. We'll see. I'm going to wind this up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, as you can see, we're back, and I have wound a bit of the gray thread. Oh, and I got my yellow thread. Hold on. Let's pull you back out of there. Get out of the way. Oh, my goodness. Okay, train wreck. Train wreck that is me, you know, because I will say one thing for myself. I'm me, and, you know, it is what it is, and I am who I am, and, you know, I don't know how to be fake. I guess that's a good thing. So this works just like a regular post shuttle. I will tell you, I like it, using it as a post shuttle a lot better without the bobbin in it, because I kind of don't have anywhere comfortable for me to hold on to it. So that's one of the negatives. And then the other one is, you can see now I've covered up both of my screws to get the bobbin out. So that's another little minor negative. The rest is super positive, because I think it is a gorgeous shuttle. It's very pretty. It's a nice length. It's a nice weight. As you know, I'm a throttle shower. Yeah, a shuttle thrower. So I like a little bit of weight to mine. This is a little bit heavier than an Alexi, which is my go-to weightier one. And of course, quite a bit heavier than a boy plastic. But let's use that one. That one's prettier. But it does feel very nice in your hand. I really like it, especially if the bobbin is out of it and removed. But just to kind of prove that I can indeed use it as a post shuttle, I'm going to set up for a ring. And I did put it in backwards, so now my hook is catching because I put it in backwards, but that's okay. And it does work really well, I would say, for reverse riego, because you got to do the reverse riego test. That's always a nice test to see. And I have not figured out, but I am not a very extremely proficient tatter as well. So if you are, maybe this will be no brains, you know, a no-brainer for you. But I have not really figured out how to use the bobbin and this simultaneously, because if I were to make a chain, here, let's give us a little bit more girth to work with in this ring. If I were to close this, wee, that was rough, and reverse work, well, I've got this still attached to the ball, but to do a chain or anything like that and try to hook in here, I think I might have a mess on my hands because I've still got the trailing thread from my ring. So I'm not sure how to use these simultaneously unless I was tatting in two colors, like a name brand Pelk double bobbin kind of thing. I've never tatted in a double bobbin situation, or a double shuttle or anything like that, a double trouble. So I'm sure that if you have, you'd be sitting, you're probably screaming at your screen right now, "Hey, you idiot, you do it like that." But I can't hear you. So I apologize if this is really elementary to someone that knows more. I don't, and I'm the first one to admit I don't know much about nothing. So there is the Wild Horse tatting shuttle that has a bobbin and a post. If for nothing else, it's really, really cool. It does come from Poland, so you got a little bit of a wait time in your shipping these days. This was a gift. Thank you to my friend that gifted this to me. But I did not work with the seller, so I have no firsthand knowledge, but he seems extremely nice and extremely attentive. And there are many others in his Etsy shop I've got my eye on. So I will put the link down below in the description box. So if you're interested, this is called the Wild Horse Tatting Shuttle. I will not try to pronounce the shuttle name, the crafter's name, because I'm sure I will completely murder it. It's Polish, and it starts with a P. So that's as far as I'm going to go with that. My last name is Kavarovic, so I know what it's like to have a last name be butchered all the time. So I'm not gonna embarrass myself and do that for him. But this is called the Wild Horse Tatting Shuttle. It's very pretty. It's very handy. I love, it's got a good weight. It's not extremely heavy. It's not like a, you think metal, you think super, super heavy or something. At least I do. And it's not. It's a nice weight. It's very comparable to an Alexi. It's just the tiniest, smidgenest bit heavier. If I got my kitchen scale out, I bet it'd be maybe 1/10 of an ounce or something heavier. But it's very nice. The only downfalls I would say are with the bobbin features. I don't know how you would let your bobbin dangle to untangle, because if you did, it would just unroll, because there's nothing stopping this bobbin. You can see that it just spins. So that and the fact that I can't get my bobbin off because my thread covers it. But other than that, if I knew that I didn't need to be taking my bobbin on and off, or was just using this as a post, highly, 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 highly recommend. And it's beautiful to boot. So support your Etsy and local businesses. Support your designers and all of that, because they need us. And I thank them very much. I thank all of the people that are more talented than I am, and there are about 1 million bajillion, fulfillion plus people that are more talented than I am. So have a great day, everybody. Stay cool. And remember, you have opposable thumbs and scissors. I hope you enjoyed this product review. Have a great night. Before we go, I just wanted to jump on real quick and show you without the bobbin inside. I've just wound just a little bit, started a little bit of a ring, and it just tats just like a regular post shuttle and does work well with the reverse Riego test. And as you can see, it's a lot easier for me to hold on to it because I'm not searching for a place. My hand naturally fits where these holes are, and I'm naturally, holding on to it, and it's not too large. It's not like I'm slipping through the hole or anything, so it works out really good. So there's that little extra 5 seconds of a tidbit. So there you go. Now I'm for real going, so have yourselves a wonderful night. Go pick you up some beautiful shuttles and tat on.